welcome. Let's make sure I'm on. Come on, come on. Alrighty. We got some cooking videos to get into it, so let's not waste any time.
You feed your pet Hills. You help feed a shelter pet, which helps make them healthy, happy, and more adoptable, changing their life forever so they can change yours. Science did that.
And seeing that thumbnail, right? You know what we're doing. Today I'm finna show you how to do an extremely creamy, over-the-top mac and cheese. And guess what, folks? It's right out of this cookbook. Let's get it. Okay, look, so we got our mac, right? It's already going, boiling. Now what you want to do is you want to set up your oven. You want to preheat it, right? Look, it's 325 degrees, folks. That's what we're using. Let me go ahead and start it, and we'll get that going.
All right, so far.
Okay, so look, I've already taken this one out of the packaging, right? This is key. I'm sure by now it look like everybody on YouTube is saying stuff like, hey, you got to use your own cheese, shred your own cheese. Look, because it doesn't have that, that waxy film on there that you buy when it's pre-generated, right? So we're gonna go like this. You're gonna get 1 pound. And this is a 2 pound block. I just want to do.
It's not waxy film. It's more like palm dust or some shit like that. I forget what it's called.
Half of it. And just to keep it real simple, I'm gonna make a little notch. What I think look like about half, like that, and that's where I'm gonna go all the way up to there. We'll just get this Monterey Jack going. Now I'll go ahead and start with this cheese, right? Now, I wanna say this right before we...
This is why I love my food processor.
Even get started. If you look and you saw all the ingredients we had, listen, 2.7 million people will tell you that this was really, really fire and they make it all the time, right? Don't let the lack of ingredients, fool you. Okay, so look, now that we done shredded some cheese, right? I'm gonna go ahead and start with my butter. One thing I can tell you, listen, I didn't say nothing this time. You guys can put bacon fat in the inside. Just put a couple of tablespoons of bacon fat and then probably put 1 tablespoon of butter. That works, either or. I don't have any bacon fat right now, so I went ahead and used butter. So let me get this melted, and what we get ready to do is we get ready to make a rib. Okay, now that it's melted, now we're gonna start and come in with our, our flour, right? So I just add a little bit in. Remember, a little bit in at a time, folks. So once we got it, the raw flour taste taken out, I figure it takes about like 1 minute or whatever. Then we go ahead and start adding, our milk.
Nice little roux.
So once you see how it starts to look like this, then I go ahead and add my second cup, right? We just put it in a little bit at a time. Best to do it like this, because it's gonna thicken up once we start adding the cheese, right? This right here is gonna be a nice cheese sauce. Oh, and did I say it's gonna be a creamy mac and cheese? Okay, so now that we got that incorporated, look, now I'm gonna go ahead and just start introducing my cheese. I put it in, there's no particular way you gotta put it in.
No, he's never done anything that got me like going nuts or anything. And a lot of these people I've never watched before, so.
You can go.
He doesn't do what Reichland does to me.
Light, then dark. You can go all light, all dark. It doesn't make a difference. You just want to get it in there and you want to make sure it incorporates, right? So check it out. You just want to keep it moving, just like you see.
My only complaint right now is that it looks like an awfully small pot for the amount of cheese this dude's gonna put in.
Right? Just keep working it, keep whisking it. As it heats up, it'll just dissipate. You're gonna get your color from this cheddar.
Yeah, I've made fried rice a couple of times.
All right, so look, once you get it all together, look at that right there. This is your cheese sauce, folks, right? Now, let me move this, let me get set up.
Well, I already cook better than you, Jake.
Okay, so look, now this is the real level up, folks. It's the Creole kick. This is the flavor that just sends it over the top. Now, some of you guys are gonna ask, can you add it, can you add it to the sauce? You can, once you got it to the consistency you want, you just add it. But for me, I taste it. I like to put at least a tablespoon in, but I wanna mix it like this. Make sure it's throughout. Okay, so look, here you go, folks. You guys can look. This is what I'm talking about. This right here, listen, we done already sampled it and know it's great right here at this stage. But we want to put this over the top and then we're gonna bake, right? So I'll come with that Monterey right over the top like this. You don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit of that Monterey, and then we're gonna top a little bit. We're gonna put that last topping of cheese. That's gonna be that cheddar. This is what's gonna give it that color again, folks. I want you guys to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I want you guys to become part of the fan base of this mac and cheese. Okay, so look, this is what it looks like. It's ready to go, right? All I gotta do is put a piece of aluminum foil over the top, put it in our preheated oven at 325 degrees. We're gonna go 25 minutes. Real simple. And here you go, folks. Put that there like that. Bring this over here like this. And that's that $1 million right there. All right, so you guys see what it looked like. It matches that. And then look, when you look at this right here, that's because I left it in the oven longer, right? So if you wanted to have more of a dark texture, more like that, just leave it in there uncovered and cook it longer. But right now, I can just tell you where you saw it is, and the way I was like scooping it up and all of that is fire. Now I gotta hurry up and go ahead and do my taste test on camera, because now I gotta keep these people from behind this camera, from getting in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in like this. You see that right there? When I say cheese and creamy, that's what I mean, folks. Look at that. Anyway, cheers.
Looks good. All right. So we'll move on to this the best burger in San Diego, I guess.
Great for you out of San Diego, California, the Bonehead Burger from the Bonehead Burger Company. Let's get going. The other day, my wife suggested that I start doing some copycats from some of the local burger joints in San Diego. And there are a lot of good ones and actually a lot of newer burger joints that I have not been to yet. And one of those was Bonehead Burger Company. I went there yesterday and grabbed a burger, and yeah, it's definitely worthy of a copycat. So we're gonna kick it off by making their Bonehead sauce. I have here some mayo. I'm using Japanese mayo just because it's what I had around, but use regular mayo if that's what you got. So I'm gonna add some Worcestershire sauce, and I'm not getting real scientific with the measurements here. I got this burger yesterday and I ate probably a third of it there. And then I brought the rest home and just really started kind of dissecting the sauce. And I'm not gonna claim that this is an exact copy of their sauce, but I can tell you that it's very close. So just a few dashes of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of cayenne, not a whole lot. And just for reference, this is about 1/4 cup of mayo. And one thing that really came out on the sauce flavor-wise was cumin. So.
Oil change anxiety, the feeling you get when this happens. But at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you can watch us work right from your car with no appointment needed.
Thanks for coming in. Have a great day.
Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube. Watch every out-of-market Sunday afternoon NFL game live.
Add some cumin. That was like a 1/2 teaspoon. Some paprika.
I refuse to give YouTube money.
A little bit of pickle juice. So this is just juice out of the pickle jar. And we'll mix this up. And there we are. Very similar color and a very similar flavor. This burger has fried onion strings on it, so here's some onions. I just chopped these very, very finely. Some all-purpose flour with some pepper, a little salt, and some paprika. I'm just going to throw this on here. Just had a very light breading to it. Put it in my, I think it's 1980s Tupperware container here with the mauve lid. Just give it a shake. And that's good. All right, let's make this burger. So we're using the Wildfire today, and I have it set for about a medium-high heat. This is some chopped bacon. We're gonna give this a fry here.
I don't know if tater tot hot dish is our favorite thing. Because it's also got the Juicy Lucy. The Juicy Lucy. But I guess if I had to go for the rural part of the state, it'd be up there.
This bacon is looking pretty close here. I'm going to lower the temperature on this side here. I'm going to allow this to cook, but I'm going to add a little bit of...
Oh, of course they'll find out about it, because the sycophantic fans have no jobs, no life, and they wait around all day for me to broadcast.
maple syrup. Take some of those onions. Drop these. I have here two 80-20 meatballs, ground chuck.
Not to be an ass, but size, please.
Give these a smash. These are 2-ounce meatballs, and they're a really nice thin smash on these burgers. Buns down there. A little bit of salt. Look at that. Nice. Couple slices of cheddar.
Create that lovely steam.
And now let's build this burger. Sauce down on that bottom toasted bun. And as you notice, they're toasting the top and the bottoms of the buns. I think that's cool. I like that. Little scallion. Some pickles.
Okay.
They're using good pickles there.
At least he didn't put the burger directly on the bun.
Notice that. Some lettuce, shredded lettuce. Stand by the onion here. This is thinly sliced onion, raw. Nice size tomato, again, thinly sliced. Those beautiful smashed patties. That maple bacon. Some more scallions. Some of those fried onions.
Oh, the fried onions turned out a lot better than I thought they would.
Okay, we'll dress this top bun with that bonehead sauce. Then crown. And I give you the bonehead burger with double meat, double cheese, which is an option, from the Bonehead Burger Company, San Diego. California. It was a good burger there, and I just had it yesterday, so I can tell you.
Who is Sam? I think Sam, if he's mentioning somebody named Sam, I think it's his kid.
If I hit the mark or not. I kind of have a feeling I at least came very, very close. I came very, very close. I mean, I think I nailed it. This is good. Here's the funny thing is, I like raw onion on a burger, but I always go fairly light. Like I'll put a couple rings. They're putting a whole slice on there. I mean, of all the rings. But, you know, it's paired up with that, you know, really large, basically matching size, diameter-wise, slice of tomato, and then the lettuce on the bottom and everything. When everything comes together in your mouth, it works. It's not overpowering with the onion. It's very, very, very good. And again, I love textures in a burger, and this has so many, and it all works. It's funny, you have that kind of nasty, sloppy smash burger from the tomato up, and then you have a traditional American burger with all the, you know, the veg down below. You mash them together, and it's a combo that just really...
I can't remember. I know we have a colony of Amish or Mennonites, but I couldn't tell you where they are.
It really works well. And then those fried onions and the maple bacon. This is so good. I'm so happy with this. I'm really glad I listened to my wife.
All right, maybe I'll try to recreate that. All right, this one is a little more, I'm not sure. Turn store-bought ravioli into something amazing. Okay.
You'll be amazed at what you can do with one pan and 15 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome back to our kitchen, where we show you how to make delicious, family-friendly recipes. You guys know I love my quick and easy midweek meals, and this ravioli in creamy tomato sauce is ready in 15 minutes. Yes, we're going to cheat a little bit by using some shop-bought ravioli, but it's that creamy tomato sauce that really makes this dish sing. You're going to feel so smug when you get this on the table. So let's get cooking. We're going to start by adding a tablespoon of olive oil to a large frying pan and heat it over medium heat. Add in a finely diced onion and cook for 4 to 5 minutes until the onion starts to soften.
4 to 5 minutes and it's just softening on a gas stove? Okay.
Once the onions have softened, add in 2 cloves of minced garlic and cook for another 30 seconds, stirring continuously. Now we want to add in 500 grams, which is a little over a pound of shop-bought fresh ravioli, along with a sliced red bell pepper.
Okay.
Cook for another minute, stirring a few times.
Well, there's a big difference between like frozen ravioli and, you know, going up to like a pasta bar and buying it. All right, beer time.
I'm using a chicken and chorizo ravioli, but you can use whatever flavour you like. Now add in half a teaspoon each of Italian herbs, chilli flakes, black pepper, plus a pinch of salt. Give it a stir, then add in 1 tablespoon of tomato puree or paste. Now pour in 90ml, which is about 1/3 of a cup of white wine. Stir again and cook for another minute to reduce the wine down slightly.
Okay. I'm 50-50 on this.
If you don't want to use wine, you can replace it with chicken stock plus a teaspoon
Although I will say, generally, people in Britain can't cook for shit.
of lemon juice. And once that's simmered down a little bit, we're going to add in 100 grams, which is about 3.5 ounces of roasted cherry tomatoes. So add in those tomatoes along with 120ml, which is about half a cup of chicken stock, plus 90ml, which is about 1/3 of a cup of double or heavy cream. Stir everything together and bring it up to a simmer.
And how long?
Now we're going to let that simmer for about 5 to 6 minutes until
Okay.
the centre of the ravioli is piping hot. You can slice one of the ravioli open to check. Now add in 90 grams, which is about 3 packed cups of baby spinach, plus 50 grams or a cup of grated parmesan, and cook for a minute to allow the cheese to melt and the spinach to wilt.
All right, I'd have some of this. I'm not the biggest fan of spinach and shit, though.
And then we're going to serve topped off with a sprinkling of fresh parsley.
I don't throw it out regularly. I just have no problem with it, Iron Gullet. If I fuck the recipe up, I fuck the recipe up. People should not be afraid to try something new because, oh my God, we threw out food. Whoop-de shit.
Parsley. How good does that look? 15 minutes and you've got a restaurant
I'll be honest, it doesn't look that bad.
quality meal that's
I wouldn't go nuts, love.
definitely going to impress. This recipe is easy to scale up or down, and if you wanted a vegetarian version, you just need to swap out the Parmesan cheese and also use vegetarian ravioli.
Vegetarians are allowed to eat cheese. You're thinking of vegans, my dear. A vegetarian would be just fine with everything you cooked. The only thing you would have to replace is instead of chicken stock, you'd have to go with veggie broth. Okay, let's go with this guy. This is Arnie Tex. The fajita secrets used in Mexican restaurants for fajitas. All right, teach me, oh wise one with a great mustache.
Platter when you're sitting there at the table and you hear them going by and you hear that sizzle and you smell that amazing aroma. This is what you got right here, friends. Let me tell you guys about fajita FOMO. Fajita FOMO is like when you go to a restaurant and you're trying to kind of like not eat too much and be sort of healthy, and so you order the grilled chicken salad and then you hear it coming. Then it goes right by you to the next table and you smell the incredible aroma of the fajita sizzling on that platter. And you're sitting there going like, oh, I should have ordered the fajita platter. And that, my friends, is fajita FOMO. Well, I don't think anybody should ever have fajita FOMO. So today, I'm gonna show you how to make some amazing restaurant-style fajitas. So there's 2 things you need to know about making restaurant-style fajitas. And first, is a delicious marinade, because it's all about that flavor, and that's exactly what a marinade does. It creates what I call a flavor bomb for your friends and your family. Now you guys know that I love a fajita cooked over an open fire, but restaurants don't cook them that way. Restaurants use a hot griddle to sear those fajitas and give them that delicious, amazing char. So today we're gonna make our fajitas on the made-in griddle. Vámonos! So we're gonna take 1/4 cup of olive oil.
All right, I like this guy. I just have a question. How tall is he?
So first, we're gonna add 1 cup of water. This is 16 ounces, so about half of that is 8 ounces. Next up is 2 cups of beef broth. You can just add more water instead of beef broth if you want. You could even use chicken broth. Today's marinade is good for anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds. You want enough liquid to cover all the fajitas. Dale's is a really good marinade. You can use 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. I like to use Dale's, and I'm using a 1/4 cup. Now this is 2 limes that I'm using. It's probably closer to a 1/4 cup. Sometimes they're not quite that juicy, so you may need 3 or 4. Next up, we have an orange. Similar to the lime, the citrus acid will help break down the fibers and the connective tissue and just help soften that meat up and allow the marinade to penetrate deep into the meat. Onions and garlics are 2 flavors that everybody recognizes, and they're pretty much in any store-bought marinade you buy anywhere. Now we're gonna use 1 whole tablespoon of fine ground black pepper. And last but not least, we're gonna use 3 tablespoons of wow. Now wow was originally created as a steak rub. All marinades have salt in them. I'm not using salt because I'm using the salt in the wow rub. And we're using 3 tablespoons. You can order it at pitmaster.us. People are gonna ask, why are you using powder?
All right, if you can't get that or don't want to buy that, I just use 3 tablespoons of Lowry seasoning salt.
Instead of fresh onion or fresh garlic. You guys have seen me do that many times.
Or maybe a tablespoon and a half.
But restaurants don't do 1 or 2 pounds of fajitas. They do pounds by the hundreds. So the only way to be really consistent and to prepare fast and efficiently is to use powders. You want to give it a little taste and just check your salt level. This right now is super savory, super delicious. Now here's another pro tip and a secret of restaurant style fajitas.
I did pizza egg rolls, but I've never done like a pizza, like a Totino style pizza roll. No.
It comes off the griddle. That's when you give it that last little.
You know, years ago I might have been able to do that, but I'm at the point where I can't even, if I do tacos, I got to make the taco mix myself. The taco spice mix.
Shake of salt flavor. All right, now part of cooking these amazing fajitas is the prep and the cooking process. And so part of the prep, you want to cut your fajitas into thinner strips like this in about 1.5, 2-inch long strips. See how this is with the grain? Now we're going to cut our little strips, and you want to cut them across the grain. Okay. About 1/2 inch thick, really about all you need. I'm going to trim off some of this fat here, griddle. That's when you give it that last little shake of salt flavor. All right, now part of cooking these amazing fajitas is the prep and the cooking process. And so part of the prep, you want to cut your fajitas into thinner strips like this in about 1.5, 2-inch long strips. See how this is with the grain? Now we're going to cut our little strips, and you want to cut them across.
Okay, that looks like flank steak, but could you please specify that?
The grain. About 1/2 inch thick, really about all you need. I'm going to trim off some of this fat here. This membrane here is not going to render, so you need a nice, very sharp little knife to get under that membrane and get rid of it. Part of the secret to having some tender, delicious restaurant-style fajitas is to buy a tender piece of fajita. In this case, this is flap meat. Buy a tender piece of meat, and you will have some tender fajitas. Now, some restaurants use.
Now me, I can certainly see using flank steak for fajitas. I usually use top round. That's just me.
Flank. Some real high-end restaurants use outside skirt steaks, which are always tender, cost a little bit more, but it makes all the difference. Now this big piece of meat here.
Okay, there's no big deal with breaking the spaghetti noodles, but typically when you have children, you break the spaghetti noodles in half because it's easier for them to eat. When you're eating with adults, you typically don't break the spaghetti noodles. My thought is, I don't give a shit. If you want to break the spaghetti noodles, break the damn noodles. If you don't, don't.
Here, I'm going to cut into a couple of strips of steaks. And I want to mainly do that to demonstrate to you guys that you can do it either way. You can either cook them as a nice little steak and then slice, or you can slice and marinate first and then saute them all in strips like that. All right, friends, we have our...
He's not wrong. Either way is fine. I've done both ways. I prefer to keep the meat whole, marinate it, and then cut it after it's been cooked. That's just me.
Fajita is ready to go into the marinade. Look at that. That looks so good. That marinade smells really great, too. Remember, we want them to be covered up as much as possible. We're going to drop these in here. Also, Generally, you want to marinate these fajitas anywhere from 6 to 10 hours, no less than 4. We're going to get these covered into the refrigerator, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, my fajita friends, before we cook this delicious fajita platter, I want to take a quick moment to talk about today's sponsor, Made In. Now, I've been
All right, sorry, buddy, but I got to skip over your commercial. Okay, I think he's done.
Griddle and Made In's other cookware by using the link in my description to save on your order. All right, let's get these fajitas sizzling. Vámonos! We're gonna make these delicious fajitas, and you can't have delicious fajitas without a really good salsa. We're also gonna take a couple of
What the hell is he doing?
the bigger strips that I left last night that we said we're gonna make steaks out of. Ooh, listen to that sizzle. Yeah, buddy. Ooh, yeah, baby. No, that does not squeeze all the juices out. It helps enhance the char. The trick is to not do it too long or overdo it. You just want to add a little press. All right, let's give these tomatoes a little flippity flip. You just want to charm a little bit.
Okay, this dude has worked in restaurants.
Move my
The feeling in his hands is dead.
onions around just a little bit so they get a nice little char all the way around. That one doesn't want to flippity flip. He keeps going back the other way. Flippity flip these fajitas.
What I feel in my heart during the Subaru Share the Love event, it's just so rewarding.
Over $285 million donated is phenomenal. You don't hear that anywhere else.
Right now, get a new Subaru.
Well, he's not making the fajita mix. He's making a salsa, so you wouldn't have peppers in a salsa.
And Subaru and our retailers
Well, I suppose you could.
will donate $300 to charity.
Lowe's knows same-day delivery means getting what you need, right when you need it. Holiday shopping got easier on affordable decor and more.
Now you can get these all at once, right, Dad?
The holidays got sweeter with same-day delivery. You got this. We got you.
Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful char. That's what you get with high heat. Now we do want to do a little flippity flip. Remember what I always say? We want to keep the moisture in the meat. And the press really helps enhance that char in a much quicker fashion. Oh yeah, baby, look at that now. That's looking gorgeous. Mira, 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 mira nomás. Que chulada. Once you see that clear juice, you're done, friends. You don't want to overcook your steaks. These are steaks. We're going to get these tomatoes out. We're going to scrape our griddle just a little bit, clean it up a hair. And that's one of the beautiful things about a carbon steel griddle. Once you have it nicely seasoned, all this stuff just comes right off. This is just part of the process. This is the same way all restaurants are going to do it. This is a morita chile. You can buy them in a can. It's called chipotle en adobo, but in dry form, it comes like this, just like the guajillo and just like a lot of the other dry.
Okay, this is... Okay, now I'm intrigued because I've never heard... These are dried out chilies. What the heck? All right, what you doing, buddy?
Fried chiles. This is the way it comes. I'm just gonna toast it very, very shortly. I've soaked them in water for a little while just to soften them up.
sweet.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna add some more fajitas over here with my tongs. I do go and rinse my tongs between the raw meat and the cooked meat, just so you know. Friends, this is gonna be a big old pile of deliciousness. No questions about it. I love that sizzle. Whew. Yeah, baby. I'm gonna flip my morita chiles. Ooh, I can smell them already with a little bit of heat. They smell really good. Put a little oil on there. We wanna toast them just a little bit. When they start to look a little opaque, a little browner, then you're ready to go to the blender. It's time to cook some fajitas. So we're gonna spread these out over here. Add a little bit more oil. You see all this moisture coming out here. Remember, we marinated these fajitas for that moisture, which carries a lot of flavor. So we had a lot of flavor in these fajitas. A lot of this water is just gonna evaporate here really quick. And so normally I would have done this in 2 smaller batches. I wanted to get these all cooked at the same time, kind of give them a little stir, a little saute. That's what we're looking for right there. A little beautiful brown color. As you see some pieces that are getting a little more done, you want to move them to the side over here. Leave the ones that are not quite as cooked over towards right where your hot points are. In this case, my hot points are right here. Once this moisture evaporates, you're gonna have some gorgeous, beautifully charred fajitas. The next step we're gonna do, we're gonna separate some of the fajitas here to the sides where our hot points are. We're gonna go ahead and add our onions and our bell peppers also. This is the sizzling part.
Where's the red peppers? I know I'm nitpicking, But this is all I've got with this video at this point, is just nitpicking. Because right now, I wish this guy was in my kitchen.
Ladder that you see when you're sitting there at the table and somebody orders it and you hear them going by and you
He's Mexican. Can I human traffic him?
hear that sizzle and you smell that amazing aroma. This is what you got right here, friends. We're gonna saute these right here in the middle, and we're fixing to go ahead and mix them all together and incorporate everything. Our meat's starting to look real pretty and colorful. It's time to incorporate everything all together now. So we're gonna just mix it all up right here on this really fantastic little griddle. This griddle is so versatile. I love this thing. We use it for just about everything. Remember, salt is always the preference, but you still need to taste it to see where you're at before you go serve it to your customer. One of the secrets that restaurant cooks and chefs use is...
Okay, this dude owns a place, and I'm imagining it's fairly successful.
That last little shake of salt or salt and pepper before it goes to the table. That one's perfect. It does not even need salt. It is perfect. All right, friends, I just turned off the heat. So I'm pushing everything to the middle so it can rest for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put my top on and keep them warm while I make my salsa. We'll be right back. These are the morita chiles. I'm gonna drop those in there. We're gonna put a little bit of water in there. This is the grasa olive oil. Now you can use whatever oil you like. And because those chiles are a little bit firm, we're gonna have to blend it for a pretty good while. This is gonna be a smooth sauce, not too chunky. You'll see some little small specks of that morita chile. All right, friends, take a look at this beautiful char that we accomplished here on this made-in griddle.
Okay, I don't want to second guess him, but why didn't he reconstitute him all the way then? Ah, fuck it. What do I know?
High heat, a little press, and man, oh man, that looks gorgeous. That is absolutely perfect, friends. You can see the fibers running this way. You always want to cut against the grain. Man, oh man, if you guys could smell this.
That looks pretty damn near to perfect.
Oh my goodness. Honey, you got to try a piece of this. This is so good. This meat is so delicious. We didn't even have to put our finishing salt on it. It's just perfect, super tender, very moist, wonderful. It literally is fantastic.
Kiss the chef.
Woo-hoo. That's a bonus. That's how you do it in the restaurant, friends. Go in here and grab you some fajitas with the bell pepper and the onions. So you want to load it up just like that. If you're not sure if there's enough meat there for everybody, make sure you load up that first taco really loaded, just in case you don't get to go for a second. Just saying. We're gonna put some of the salsa. Again, I love a lot of salsa on my tacos. This is a traditional South Texas #1 selling dish. Vámonos pa' dentro.
So no cheese? That perplexes the hell out of me.
That make you want to dance. Cut for a little bit. I'm gonna finish my taco. We'll be right back. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. We had a great time doing it as usual. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos from Arnie-Tech. And if you're interested in our American Pitmaster Company barbecue rubs, go to pitmaster.us. We have 3 amazing rubs available. We ship everywhere in the country. And also, if you're interested in upping your barbecue game, you can go to pitmasterclass.us. Go ahead and hit that link, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, friends. Keep the smoke light, make it work, and boom! Boom! Good fajitas, good fajitas, good.
Okay. The only thing left to perplex me is just meat, veggies, and salsa. No crema, no cheese. Well, anyway, that's me. All right, let's go with this guy, Sam, the cooking guy. I know some of you don't like him. I don't know. For all I know, the guy could be an arrogant dick, but I like his shit. So these are 2 pasta dinners in under 15 minutes and under $15. And considering this guy lives in California, wow. I wait to see what he made. Oh, he's Canadian? Why the fuck do I think this guy lives in California?
Because we love our under 15 minutes, under $15 recipes so much, we're giving you 2 of them today. And they're pastas, and you're gonna love them both. The first is a buffalo chicken penne. No wrong there. Nothing. There's not one part of that that could be bad, unless you drop the cast iron pan.
Okay, he's Canadian. How the fuck is anything green when he made this in goddamn a month ago? Shouldn't he be covered in like 8 feet of fucking snow?
And I'm gonna make it in on your foot. That would suck. I'm gonna try not to do that. The second one is a creamy garlic chili shrimp. It's so good. Look, do you see the smoke? This is my cast iron pan, ready to accept the first thing that's gonna go into it. So if you're ready, I'm ready, and I say, let's hit it, Charlie. Or Max and Chance. Go. All right, first things first. This is a slightly more than a half a pound of chicken breast. For Max, he loves chicken breast. And I'm a nice guy, even under pressure. We're gonna give it a little BFF and a couple splashes of Frank's Red Hot. By splashes, well, it really comes out slow, doesn't it? Okay, there's gonna be more, but for now, this is perfect. So mush this together. I want this cooking fast and hot. I want a little charring, extra flavor.
Okay, wait a second. So he is Canadian, but he is based out of San Diego, California. So, did he become an American or what? Did he open his first restaurant? Not Tacos. Second restaurant. So, obviously, he has got some sort of American citizenship, so...
Flavor, the whole thing will be great. Now into my pan will go a glug of oil and then the chicken. Stand back, it's gonna splatter. Like that, like that. All right, so what are we doing now? We're cooking chicken, should be obvious. And this is not gonna take long. Don't mess with it too much. Try and let it get a little bit of color on it because that's just gonna mean flavor. Fabulous. Except it does get right up in your nose when that Frank's hits the heat. See?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being Canadian, but it's like he's outside with a t-shirt. There's living plants.
You know what I mean? It's deadly. And smoke and heat rises and Chance is there, standing high above it. It's going right in his face. That's probably no more than 5 minutes to cook these little bite-sized pieces through. So we'll do that, and then we'll move on. All right, so this will come out. And this guy. A little bit more oil back in the pan, and about a half of a small sliced onion. Remember the point of this? It's to prove you do have time for dinner. Little softening, little charring here. It's all good. This will be the perfect time for us to add our pasta to our boiling water. And in we go. That is penne, but always do this. Whenever you put the pasta in the boiling water, then you need to break it up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know how much penne that was, so please forgive my ignorance. But that looks like way too little amount of water. Again, I don't know. Maybe he just did 4 ounces, like a single serving, but that looks a way ridiculously too small of a pot.
Because if you don't, it'll just sit there and clump, and that's no good. Right, probably 7-8 minutes away. Our onions are doing fine. Gonna turn it down just a little bit. Next in, a little extra squeeze of oil, about a tablespoon of garlic paste. We mush this around. Fab. And when it gets fragrant, throw in a couple tablespoons of butter, 1 and 2. And as soon as this melts, almost like now, we come in with...
And by the way, this is why I love cast iron so much. It's so fucking versatile.
2 tablespoons of flour scattered over the top. 1, 2. Mix that in well. And as we know, if we've been paying attention to anything we've done over the years, we're making a roux, and that's going to help thicken our whole sauce for this pasta. We give the flour about a minute in.
Honestly, yeah, the only time I feel I have to stir pasta is right when I add it to the water. It likes to stick together, so I like to give it a couple of stirs just in the first 90 seconds of cooking. But yeah, if you have enough water, you should not have to stir pasta.
In here, we start adding milk. 2 cups of milk will go in. little at a time. We're mixing, we're mixing. If you dump the milk all at once, it's gonna clump, and you don't want that. So your goal is...
I don't know. The margins on restaurants are insanely thin. But yeah, I would actually say Sam's probably got money.
Bits at a time.
Just looking at the equipment he uses.
And try and get it smooth.
7.5 minutes.
Shit,
Halfway
really?
point.
God, okay. Turn the heat down too much. Stir my pasta with my left hand. I'm stirring this with my right. Beautiful. Let it start to bubble a little bit. And add more milk. And just keep this going, slowly adding, stirring, adding, slowly, until your 2 cups is in. Fantastic.
I Want You, and I Want You Forever. The Fragrances by Jimmy Choo. At Macy's, the fragrance destination.
I don't care if the fragrance is from Jimmy fucking Choo. I just want the bitch on her knees.
I feel good about my timing, Max.
I like this two-handed action.
Well, I have to. More bubbles, a little bit more. I'm gonna have another half a cup or so to add in a second.
5.5 minutes.
Oh, okay, 5.5. I love the way this is thickening. All right, last of the milk. One more stir and let it bubble away to thicken a bit. All right, it's cheese time. Into our bubbling sauce, we're gonna add about a half a cup of Monterey Jack. Turn that down. About a half a cup of cheddar. And we're shredding because the stuff in the bag just doesn't melt nicely. And last but not least, a couple ounces of crumbled blue cheese.
Aww.
What? You don't like blue cheese? Oh, I forgot. Do you want this to be proper or don't you? Look at this. It's fab. Okay, and while this is mixing in and melting in, let's add a couple tablespoons of Frank's Red Hot. 1, 2. We'll taste it and see how it is. Check my pasta. It needs another 2 minutes.
You only got 3.
I gotta be okay. Oh, almost all of this cheese is now melted. A couple little pieces left. It's doing beautifully. I think I want another tablespoon of the Frank's, Max. Chance?
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean 2. I forgot. I brought a little cayenne. I like my buffalo chicken anything spicy. Timing.
2 minutes left.
Shit. Damn, that's good. I can now add my pasta, and if pasta water goes in, all the better. And then there's 2 more things. Anybody know what they are?
No.
Chicken. Yes. Chicken will come now. Like that. Oh, damn it. How's my timing?
59 seconds left, but you made it.
A little salt and pepper, because we haven't really seasoned anything but the chicken. So a tiny bit here. And done.
With 25 seconds to spare. Nice work.
Let's kill the heat. Okay, one last thing. Just a little fresh ground pepper. That makes me happy. And now a bite. Look at the creaminess. Oh, dang. Let's just get a couple. One more. That's it. Oh, cheesy. Oh, the meltiness.
All right, that does look good.
Oh my God, you know what that tastes like? Buffalo chicken penne. Oh my God. Boys.
Yeah, and I made that long before you.
You're gonna love this. You know, like a good grilled bread to go with this, or a salad. Or how about I make another one in under 15 minutes for under $15? Shall I? Let's go. Our creamy garlic chili shrimp pasta starts.
Okay, it looks like he's using either a quarter of the bag or just half the standard pasta sauce, because it looks like an 8-ounce deli cup.
It's like this and like this.
But it's beer time.
This, remember, we always stir.
Why?
We stir because if you don't, it'll clump. I just said that about 8.
No, if you have the proper amount of water, you only have to stir in the first about 90 seconds of cooking. That's why I said the amount of water you have for that amount of pasta is way too little.
Minutes ago,
You can never have enough water. You can never have too much water. It's fine. It gets dumped out.
I think you could remember, Max. But here's the deal. I'm using casareccia. Sorry, Italians. It's this shape. This slightly twisted little tube thing is great. I love it. This takes 8 minutes. We'll just make it go light. We're gonna begin with a tablespoon of butter and the same of olive oil. And as that melts, we load up our garlic.
Oh, geez, Jake, the butter wasn't instantly burning in the pan.
Garlic press with garlic, because garlic is an important part of
And now watch him nail me for this.
And if we get a little coverage here, I can start putting the garlic in like this. And I've got 3 big fat cloves I'm using. Wait, this is bigger. That's what I said. Wow. Let's get some liquid on that. And one more. All right, let's do this. Now, red pepper flakes. This is the chili part. So that's probably a half a teaspoon, and I'm gonna go with another, maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon, because I really like it. Smell that, guys. Oh, wow. Fantastic. A little bit more oil. And that red is leaching out into the garlic a little bit. We're so close. You ready for the shrimp?
Ready.
Here's what I have. I have a ½ pound of 2125s with the tail on. That means
I think those are extra large shrimp at the store.
it's just between 21 and 25 per pound. And we're gonna just throw these guys in. Look, here's a pink one. I've heard that lobster meat color is based on what they eat. So maybe this shrimp ate something different than all his buddies did.
Lobster.
Maybe. So these are not gonna take long. Give them a chance, but we don't want to overcook them. I mean, really, 15 under 15, this should be more like 15 under 10. I mean, the real rate defining step in this whole thing was this pasta. And if you take a look, just make sure everybody's got some contact. You know, 1.5 minutes or so on one side, flip them.
8.5 minutes left.
Ah, so much time. We can start turning. Oh yeah, foolish me, I should have used my douche tweezers. Could have gotten a bigger pan too. The smell from here is fantastic. It's come in with a little BFF. We haven't seasoned yet. You know, if you were so inclined, you could very easily add, you know.
Can't you just do the chef's toss? Okay.
A couple tablespoons or so of vermouth. Even tequila might be a nice add at this point. I mean, tequila would be a delicious add at this point. Oh, loving this. Loving.
Ooh, tequila would be good at that point.
What's happening here. And you don't need the tails on, but I think they look good, and it's a fun thing. You want to pick up the tail and eat the shrimp? Go for it.
Where do they eat the tail?
Like a lot of countries eat the tails. Okay. Next step, you ready for it? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I'm gonna add a cup of heavy cream. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. This will start to bubble. It'll thicken. It'll get glorious. Bubble, come on. All right, the noodles are done. I'm gonna just save myself a little pasta water in case I need it. And this, oops, I'm gonna drain in my sink over here. And I'll put this back in the pot. And now here's what we're gonna do. Here, and then I go here, and then I go like this.
2 minutes left.
Don't toy with me, Max. And then Max brought out, somehow I think he's on commission from this company. Always brings out this damn pot. It's just I feel like for certain things it's messy.
Just be careful. Oh man, that's a horrible mess. That is a horrible mess.
Shush. Shit, I forgot something. Damn it.
Well, you only have 1 minute left.
I would have mixed this in, this lemon zest, but we're okay. This and this. I don't know where the clock is, but you should stop it.
56 seconds left. You're good.
I'm a master. Well, well, well. What have we done here?
That bowl is terrible.
Here, holy smokes. Let's have a bite just of the pasta first. The bowl is weird to get stuff out of. Okay.
Are you crying about the bowl still?
Okay, pasta first. Oh my God.
Fire in the hole.
Even with the, oh my God, even with the cream, it's still so light. That lemon at the end is fantastic. But here's the fun part. Here's why I like that. Shit. It's really hot. But here's why I like the tails, because you can just do this. Just lift it up. It's like a little handle. Cooked perfect. Garlic. Oh, the
yeah, that doesn't look like a bowl for serving. It looks, yeah, like a bowl you'd have M&Ms in.
chili. Oh. All right, I'm getting a little upper lip heat. Oh, it's so good. 2 pastas, under 15 bucks each, under 15 minutes each. That's pretty good. Why? Because we love you. Right, boys?
Right.
We love you. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, we'd love you to do that.
All right. All right, here's how to make the Godfather sandwich.
Episode of Good Cooking, and today we're doing another sandwich of my people. It's delicious, it's exquisite, and it's gonna put you to bed. It's the Godfather. So I prefer a nice semolina bread. However, I was unable to attain that today because of the fact that the one store that I am familiar with in LA that sells it was closed. The entire store had the flu.
Is that true?
No, but that's from, yeah. So, had to get the backup, a nice soft baguette style, kind of like Italian bread, but maybe not. Anyway, moving on.
Hell of a sell job.
It's not the bread I wanted. But I'm gonna make this sandwich phenomenal. We're just gonna, it's actually really nice bread and it smells wonderful. Just gonna cut this baby right down the middle. Ben, what was your go-to sandwich growing up here?
Just a classic turkey, mayo, lettuce, pickles, as white as you want.
School shooter sandwich. But you know what? This sandwich for me, when I played baseball, if I caught a good game, this was the reward.
This was the winner.
Yeah, so I did everything. I didn't even care about winning. I just knew that my mom was gonna get me one of these Godfather sandwiches at the end of the game.
All the other kids were eating round table pizza and you were having a Godfather sandwich.
Yeah, and oranges and fruits and vegetables, and I was like, nah, we gotta go to Marino Brothers. We gotta get a Godfather. Let's load up on that sodium. I lost it during the game.
Right.
So, what we're gonna start with here, as you can see, we have
All right, this guy's kind of funny.
an array of different Italian.
All right, looks like he's got prosciutto. Hold on, I'm gonna back this up. All right, I'm gonna go capicola, pepperoni, ham, provolone.
Of different Italian meats. So
I'm gonna say the last one. Either one of them's capicola and one of them's prosciutto.
I'm going to take, we got a little capicola. Ben, you familiar with this? Don't even answer right now. We're just gonna start putting that down. Let's load it up. Let's make this sandwich.
No. That one right there, that is salami. That is sopressata salami.
Really extraordinary.
I'm just imagining you with grass and dirt stains going up and ordering prosciutto on a sandwich.
Are you kidding me? I went to get this sandwich afterwards and right in my uniform, and then I went home and I didn't even get out of my uniform before I ate it.
Just imagine you with eye black and you're like, that's good capicola.
That's right, baby. Sweat, dirt, and mortadella. Then I got a little bit of spicy, a little calabrese here, so we're gonna put that on there. Ben, you never came in any contact with any of these Italian meats as a kid, huh?
I don't think so.
Well, now you're gonna have some. You're gonna have to have more blood work done. Mother's gonna be calling off the hook.
Did Columbus make any of these meats?
Columbus? These were all on his ship when he got here. So look at that, we're layering it up. Now what I'm gonna do is do a little mortadella. Look at this. Ben, you know the key. I always say
damn,
this.
I thought that was ham.
It's also mortadella?
This is mortadella. That was calabrese. They're not the same. The key, nice and thin. I could see you through this. Look at that, you're still a handsome fella. Okay, so we're just gonna put that there. You don't want, see, I can see you. I can look in. I'm looking in your eyes right now.
And what do you see?
No hope. Oh my God, this is bringing back so many memories for me.
God, does any of those memories include a hospital visit?
Now we got a little sopressata. We got it nice and thin also.
Hey, call
Whoop.
that.
Look at this, huh? Tell you this. Look at this. Then we're gonna do a little prosciutto di Parma. Ben.
Yeah, I don't know about the area he lives in. I don't know if Italian markets can get it to you cheaper, but you're looking at probably a $45 sandwich.
This is how we lived on the East Coast. What do you want me to tell you?
In a constant state of heartburn?
Yeah, of course. You don't eat this every day. I mean, some people do, but you know, they're not doing well.
Why are you guys such an angry people?
No, that's not true. This calms you down. But then afterwards, you get a little riled up. That all that agita building up. Okay, so now we get the prosciutto di Parma. Look at this. It's already about 3 pounds. Now we're gonna do, I prefer provolone. Sliced very thin, as you can see, provolone. Some people use mozzarella. You could do that. It's your sandwich. Don't bother me. So now we're just gonna put the provolone. Whoop. Bing. Nice. And now what I like to do is I do a little bit of lettuce and tomato, and some pepperoncini. You can use cherry peppers, you can use hot and sweet peppers, however you want it. I prefer to use this. So we're just gonna now put on a little...
So is he gonna bake this or not?
Tomatoes. I like thin, nice tomatoes too, not too thick.
I like Italian meat, and yes, I'm a fan of Sylvester Stallone.
Then we're gonna do, got my lettuce. Beautiful.
So he's really not going to bake this. That's odd to me.
Get a little.
How much do one of these go for?
You're probably in the $12 range right about now. Back in the day, it was probably about $7, you know? But yeah, you got quite a bit of meat on here. But you know, you could share this. This is very easy to share. Get those pepperoncinis on there. Ben, you like pepperoncini? Too late. So yeah, we definitely got a lot of sodium on here. You might want to eat this at the hospital.
8 ingredients in.
You know what I would suggest as a side to this? Water. That's pretty much it. Now I got some nice extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just gonna drizzle that like so. Maybe get a little on the bread here, huh? Now you could do a little mustard. I'm not doing mustard, I have done it in the past, but a little red wine vinegar. Oh yeah. Doop, 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 doop. Good. And then I'm just gonna take a little garlic powder because I put that on everything, including my toothbrush. And we're just gonna sprinkle that on there. And then since we have so much salt, you don't need salt, just pepper. So let's give that a little grind. That is really beautiful, if I do say so myself. Now we're ready, finish this off and cut into it.
I'll say this, it's an expensive sandwich, but goddamn does that look good.
It's incredible.
You know, usually you give your kids a bottle or a pacifier to shut them up. Not in an Italian household. You get a Godfather, which is what my mom gave me, which only shut me up for about, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes, and then she would give me some chips. But this thing made me the man I am today. Put hair on my back, made me earn a living wage. I love it. You will too. It's the Godfather.
I don't know, maybe one of these times if I'm ever at an actual Italian deli, I'll buy all this shit and make the sandwich. All right, here is Mike Zero Kitchen, my secrets to a better Detroit pizza. Okay, well, wait, am I at the... Okay, I'm at the beginning. Yeah, Mike, that looks delicious, but how'd we get there? Because fucking pizza crust has been a real big bitch with me. All right. So he didn't heat up the water. That's interesting. All right, this I might steal. Now what the hell is he making? Actually, it's important that he should point out he's using whole milk mozzarella, not part skim. Well, I'm stealing that. Now, I don't know why he needs the balsamic reduction, but fuck it. That's about the only thing I wouldn't do. Okay, not to be a dick, but do you have a pizza cutter? Part of a series? Okay, apparently it is. All right, one more before we go. And I've got to pee. Be right back. Okay. And now we're back.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Cooking with Lang, and tonight we're doing a Whitaker weeknight staple. We're doing pork and penny alla vodka. This has become one of our go-tos around here. It's easy, it's quick, it's awesome. And I'm gonna do it, you can do it too. Let's do it together. This is Cooking with Lang. All right, pasta.
All right. Breadcrumbs are a little much.
As you guys know from watching this show, is all about timing, getting everything ready and then getting it all going at the same time and at the proper time. We're gonna start by prepping everything. We're gonna start with a whole shallot. I'm just gonna dice it up really small. I've already done one side. You know, you make cuts this way, and then you can just do that. We're gonna cook it anyway, so it's gonna break down even more once it gets in the pan. That's one whole shallot, and we're gonna do some garlic cloves. I love garlic, it tastes great, so I'm going about, 6 pieces of garlic, 6 cloves of garlic, and I'm just gonna give them a quick run through with my knife. And you can't have pork and penny alla
Iron, I know you're not, Jake.
vodka unless you have pork. So I've got.
At the Berlin 1936 Olympics,
you see what we're up against.
we need an edge. The team of American underdogs
Roll for your country.
inspired a generation.
Roll for each other. As one.
Don't lay it down, coach. The Boys in the Boat, rated PG-13.
Actually, that particular, but a few movies have been done about it already. The big thing was Jesse Owens at that Olympics. That's who really pissed Hitler off.
5 slices of bacon, but you could use a whole pack of bacon. I'm just gonna give it a quick cut into kind of little strips here. I'm fighting it. And along with the bacon,
That means your knife's not sharp enough, dude.
I've got some prosciutto, which is also pork, and I'm gonna just do the same with this.
Yeah, basically prosciutto is Italian ham or Italian bacon.
Prosciutto, I'm gonna cut it into little strips, maybe even dice it up a little bit. And that's pretty much it. That's all we're gonna need to get this going. And now we can move.
Well, no, the reason Hitler hosted that Olympics that year was he wanted to prove German superiority. And then this black guy comes along and beats the living holy high fuck out of everyone.
Back to the stove and work over there. First, we're gonna build our sauce, and that starts with all that pork. So I'm going in here with a little bit of olive oil, just to kind of get it wet in there. And I'm gonna dump in all this pork. This is on medium heat. The pan's gonna heat up, and the pork's gonna start rendering out all that fat. And then we're gonna go in with everything else once the pork starts getting a little crispy. The bacon and the prosciutto have been cooking for about 5-6 minutes over medium-high heat, and we have this incredible now pool of pork fat, crispy pork. It's a little like kind of burned around the edges. That's fond. We want that. You want that to be in there. And now we're gonna go in with the rest of our stuff here. Let's do about a teaspoon of chili flake. This is dried oregano, about the same. Maybe like a tablespoon dried oregano. Go in. And then we're going in with all that shallot and garlic. I've not put any salt in this because the bacon and the prosciutto are pretty salty. So we'll wait and salt it at the end if it needs any salt. But now this is gonna go in there. We're gonna let this cook until the garlic and the shallot get sort of translucent. Probably another 5 minutes, and then we'll go on to the next step. The shallot, the garlic, the bacon, the pork, all that stuff's almost ready to go. So I'm gonna drop the pasta now. I've got this big pot of boiling water here. We're gonna salt it heavily, because that's where part of our flavor comes from. And then this is 1 pound of penne, dry penne pasta. Put it in.
Dude, your water's not hot enough.
You give it a stir. Put the lid back on. Wait for it to come to a boil. Take the lid back off, give it a stir, and it won't stick together. That's your trick for not making your pasta stick. Anyway, the pasta is going to take about...
No, here's how you do it. You have the pasta boiling fucking hotter than the halls of hell. As hot as water can get. Then you put the salt in. Then you let it get back up to the boil with the salt in. Then you add your pasta. You got to stir it around for about 60 to 90 seconds every so often. And then it will never stick together again.
7-8 minutes to cook. So once that gets to a boil, gets going, then we're going to finish our sauce and we're good to go. You can make this sauce with a 28-ounce can of tomatoes if you want. I like doing it with tomato paste because we're going to use it to deglaze the pan and it's going to give us sort of a deeper flavor. So this is a big can. This is a 12-ounce can of tomato paste.
Okay, now this guy's mistakes are starting to irk me. You can't deglaze with tomato paste. There's not enough moisture. You can deglaze with tomato sauce, but you can't deglaze with tomato paste. Typically, you deglaze with wine, water, chicken stock, shit like that.
And I'm gonna go in with this, probably about 2/3 of this, so probably about 8 ounces. You could use like 2 of those little cans. And this is gonna cook, and this is gonna get darker because there's like sugar in the tomato. It's gonna caramelize a little
See, this is the thing. None of that shit's coming up.
bit. I'm using it to try like scrape the sides, but this is gonna give us all that great tomato
Again, get a bottle of wine.
flavor. And this is gonna cook for about 2 minutes, then we'll go to the next step. So the tomato paste has been in there 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's starting to get kind of sticky and darker, and I'm gonna get some pasta water now. This is probably about
That would deglaze the pan.
3/4 of a cup. I'm gonna go in with that. It's already hot. And we're gonna stir that in, keep scraping the sides to get all that flavor in there. This is gonna be like the base of our sauce, and it's kind of thick, it's good, looks great. I'm gonna put a little bit more pasta water in there, thin it out.
And dude, you got a pretty good range.
You kind of eyeball this. You can make it as thick, as thin as you like. And then got the heat on low. It's gonna just sit here and kind of bubble away. We got 2 more things we gotta add. One of them is cream, heavy cream, because the sauce should be sort of a pink color. So this is how you get it creamy and pink.
Yeah, that. I didn't run from it. I just kind of forgot about it.
That's about 1/4 cup of heavy cream. When I stir that in, look at the color change to a beautiful light pink color. And then it can't be pork and penne alla vodka unless you put in the vodka, right? You could do the vodka earlier and
You should have used the vodka to deglaze. Oh, fuck it, whatever.
set it on fire and flambe and use that to deglaze. But I like doing it toward the end here because you want the flavor of the vodka, right? So this is like a shot of vodka. And we're gonna go in with that here and stir that in, let it boil a little bit, let it simmer, cook away a little bit of the alcohol flavor, but you want some of that alcohol flavor, just a little.
Wait a second.
So this is how you get it creamy and pink. That's about 1/4 cup of heavy cream. When I stir that in, look at the color change to a beautiful light pink color.
I can't tell.
And then it can't be
Might be a neighbor of mine.
pork and penne alla
And what I mean by that is he might live in the same state, Minnesota.
vodka unless you put in the vodka, right? You could do the vodka earlier
Oh yeah, I got wood utensils.
and set it on fire and flambe and use that to deglaze. But I like doing it toward the end here because you want the flavor of the vodka, right? So this is...
If your vodka's worth a shit, it's not supposed to have any flavor.
Like a shot of vodka. And we're gonna go in with that here and stir that in, let it boil a little bit, let it simmer, cook away.
I don't know. I don't know. At some point in goddamn January, maybe I'll Altered Ren.
A little bit of the alcohol flavor, but you want some of that alcohol flavor, just a little kind of zing to it. But my heat's on low, and this is it. We're just gonna let this cook here until the pasta's ready, then we'll go in with the pasta and we'll be good to go. Okay, pasta's done, sauce is ready, good to go. So now we're gonna transfer it, and I'm just gonna drag it right here, and it's gonna bring some of the water with it, which I want. It's gonna help thin this sauce out a little bit. And remember, we salted the pasta water, so there's salt. We still haven't salted this at all. Should be able to get most of this here in a couple scoops. The pasta is probably like 95% done. It's gonna finish cooking in this sauce and absorb all this flavor. If you need more pasta water to thin it out, you got a ton of it right there, starchy, salty, beautiful. But I don't think we're gonna need it. This looks pretty darn good the way it is right here. A couple things we're gonna do to finish this off. I'm gonna turn the heat off. It's just gonna thicken as it sits, so I might add just a little more water, like a splash, honestly, just to kind of help this stay moist. And by the time it cools off enough that we can eat it, it'll be like the perfect consistency. Also, like, it's all very red and orange and pink and stuff, so I'm gonna throw in a little parsley that I already ran a knife through earlier, just to brighten it and give it a little freshness, help the color, and we're good to go. I wanna eat. Time to eat, and before we eat, two more things we're gonna do. Number one, we're gonna hit it with some Parmesan cheese. We're gonna grate some on top.
Okay.
You could eat it like it is right now, and it would be incredible, but this is just gonna take it to the next level. And then breadcrumbs I made earlier. Just panko breadcrumbs. I use a little bit of olive oil and a little salt. I use some Italian seasoning. Gives it a little flavor and gives it a little more texture, a little
Why? This is for like a pasta bake.
crunch. I love doing that on top of pasta. And you can actually take what's left, put them in a little Tupperware thing and stick it in the pantry for a couple weeks, it'll be fine. All right, we have an amazing bowl of pork and penne alla vodka, and I'm gonna eat right now. It's so rich. The pork fat, the bacon, the prosciutto, the tomato flavor is so strong. You don't really taste vodka, but you taste something in the background. The breadcrumbs give it crunch, the cheese gives it a little unctuousness.
So it's Grind City Media. What else do they do?
I came up.
Okay. A lot of sports. Do you have any other cooking videos? Or is this just something they tried? Okay, shrimp linguine. Alright, well, regardless. That's where this one ends. I'll see everyone later. Good night, everybody.